Whoa, now y'all, it's your boy the Toothless Wonder back with another video on the Bamboozled Again News Network. And a lot of time, I'm just coming, with some free flowing thoughts. A lot of my talking points are in reference to the outside world. However, the greatest bamboozlements that ever been levied upon me has been me bamboozling myself. Um, in relation to my idealistic nature. You see what I'm saying? Seemingly that I'm unique and I shouldn't have to go through certain stuff. Why me? Why does it take me longer? You see what I'm saying? Which then robs you of your peace, robs you of, being able, and this is another issue I had, and I'm mindful of it, just staying in the moment. I'm more of the futuristic type, so I tend to cast into the future, and to some degree it works in the sense of honing certain skills, attributes that I feel will be necessary moving forward, or how the future will look and how I'll need to be in response to that. And I've shared about, various struggles in relation to what I'm attempting to accomplish, and seemingly get knocked, or these delays or these mysterious things take place which shouldn't take place, and there's no explanation for it. Kind of reminds me of the word where it talk about, when various mysterious things happen to you, seemingly they're mysterious, but it's just a trying of your faith. You know what I mean? So that was kind of hitting me this week. So I just kind of settled in. Now, mind you, I continue to strive, look for opportunities, rework certain things that maybe I've forgotten about, or let me just make sure I've done my due diligence. But I kind of fell back on trying to hammer it in there. You know what I mean? It'll happen when it's supposed to happen, if I believe that to be the case. So while I'm continuing to strive, personally, financially, spiritually, physically, even physically, I just ain't really felt like exercising. I've been pretty consistent with it for the last 3.5 years. I can take a break. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be so rigid. You know what I mean? Like Bruce Lee say, be like water. You know what I mean? And even in relation to financial stuff, I would like to be at a certain place, or use certain financial tools for strategic purposes. But I got everything I need. You see what I'm saying? Let me not lose sight of that. You know what I mean? And I was thinking about last night, like let's say I didn't have certain things, I had the strength to endure it. You know what I mean? So it's all to the good. The only reason I myself tend to get stressed, frustrated, kind of, you know what I mean? Is because I want things to happen in a certain time, and in my intellectual mind, it's not making no sense as to why that is the case. But in my whole journey of sobriety, which started back in April of 2016, and I relapsed. I've got 3.5 years now, consistent. I've consistently had to deal with delays, disappointments. Uh, I don't know. I'm not the guy who like compares himself to other people, but when I get frustrated or my plan ain't working, or I complete it and the outcome or the reward isn't what I thought it was, then I tend to look around, and then I'll judge in the sense of, well, he ain't put the work in I put in. How he get it handed to him? He gets to get away with whatever. As soon as I make a mistake, it's detrimental. You see what I'm saying? Why they support him, but I've done everything asked, and I don't get the support unless it's beneficial to the other. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't meant to be like that. You see what I'm saying? But so long as I didn't relapse, I always had a roof over my head. I always had food. And when something financial would pop up, somehow I would make just enough money to handle it. You see what I'm saying? So it was almost, I'm forced to live in faith. I'm forced, not for lack of a better word, I'm forced to live in a constant state of dependence on the Most High. You see what I'm saying? Because I guess moving into this time where certain social societal things fall apart, I have to have training for that. I have to have the experience of that. I have to have the experience of not knowing what I'm going to do and it work out. at the last minute. I used to make prayers like that. Like, God, I know you just saved me. I know this. But why do you have to wait to the buzzer? Can't you do it like at the 2 minute? I just, no, I do it when I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So now when things are like, when I feel frustrated or I feel a lot of pressure, I actually know that the breakthrough's coming. I just sit in the pressure. I just sit in the frustration because I know I'm close. You see what I'm saying? Looking at previous experiences, or when it looked like, oh my God, this could knock me all the way back. No, it's not. What they say, fear is false evidence appearing real. It looked like it. It appears like it, but that's not the case. Because if I go back in my history, the stuff I might face here and there or whatever pales in comparison to when I was in the world. You see what I'm saying? And skated through when I was dead wrong. It's almost like now that I'm trying to do right, it actually seems harder because I'm held to a higher standard. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to have to put you in these circumstances and situations that actually foster, hone, and forge character, mental strength, emotional intelligence, a certain spiritual aptitude. You see what I'm saying? Because you may see it as whatever I'm trying to do. But again, like I said in the last video, I'm looking down the road, but the Most High see it all. You see what I'm saying? Like I was thinking also as well, if he'd have told me, I want you to have this particular skill set, this particular type of character, if he had gave me, like, this is all the stuff I want you to do, there's absolutely no way, even if he told me, that I could have honed that in and of itself. I had to go through the experiences that he knew would hone it. I'm not who I am without my experiences. And then seeing it from a spiritual vantage point. Because from a natural vantage point, it don't make no sense. And that was a lot of like, I remember I said a prayer one time. I said, how am I supposed to know what to do if don't nothing make no sense? And at that time, it wasn't so much what I was supposed to do. It was the test of you don't know what to do, but you still can't do what you know you're not supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? That'll be a lot of your success right there. Not necessarily, strive. I mean, that is a part of it, but not necessarily striving, right connections. And that, again, that is a part of it. It's just not doing what you're not supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? And therein lies the temptation. Let's say you lonely. Let me get with Bone Quisha or Dirty Meat Rodney. You know what I'm saying? That's not really in your heart of hearts what you want. But to deal with the feeling of loneliness, you're doing something that you know better that you shouldn't do, which will then open you up for more detrimental circumstances and situations had you not just sat in the feeling. And I've noticed that in my recovery journey, right? I feel whatever emotion that may be. But as so long as I don't act on it, the feeling has no power. You see what I'm saying? But if my feeling can then impose itself on me and then make me behave in a way to alleviate the feeling, then the feeling has more power over my decision making. If I quantified that correctly. Let me see if I can come up one more applicable to me. Since I'm like the transparency guy, let's talk finances, right? Bills coming up or whatever, right? So okay, bills. Okay, let me go here. Let me do this. Let me hustle. Let me grind, right? I've never really been a hustler or a grinder. I don't do well scrambling around. Now I can do it in short bursts and then fall back, but on like grind, no reflection time, no time for exercise, no time to just marinate, no time to watch YouTube or the content creators who have been instrumental to me. You see what I'm saying? I've never done well like that, and when I've done it, I still never hit the goal. It's crazy, right? I've actually done less and got more done because it came to me. You see what I'm saying? So it's reiterating a different level of patience. You know what I mean? I haven't let you fall all this time. In my mind, I have more at stake now. You see what I'm saying? Therein lies the doubt, fear, insecurity, overthinking. You know what I mean? It was easier to do it when I was just mustering up some gold. But now that by the grace of the Most High, I've built up some things. I have more at stake, more to lose. The fear of going backwards, the fear of being, well, I ain't lied to nobody, but the fear of being made into a liar because what I said didn't manifest, or you said it's not applicable to my life. You know what I'm saying? Just like I talk about, like I would say something about, I would tell somebody, here's how you can make $1 million in the stock market, but I ain't got no $1 million. You see what I'm saying? Like one of them type moves. Excuse me. So whenever I come to the realization of something, I'll hop on here. Because a lot of times I don't have nothing to talk about. I'm really not actually that talkative in real life. I'm more of the reflective, analytical, and then a lot of time in my personal life, very few people are kind of in close proximity or kind of, speak my language per se. Now, I do have, wise counsel, of us that we met at a certain time and we're all walking a similar path in our own ways, but everybody handling their business. So we try to chop it up at least once a week, you know what I mean? But it's not like on no day-to-day basis. I have to govern myself by putting my life under the authority of Yeshua, you know what I mean? And like I said, a part of that is faith. A part of that is being patient and waiting upon him. And I'm trying to take the word and make it applicable to real life. You see what I'm saying? Which actually, you have to kind of rewire your brain or the renewing of your mind. Because this culture will breed anxiety. It'll breed fear. It'll breed uncertainty. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, I'm being for lack of a better term, forced to live in faith. You see what I'm saying? Like, how would I have any semblance of faith unless I was in circumstances that would cause me to be faithful or to exercise or operate in faith? You see what I'm saying? How can you exhibit power unless there's something that's restricting you or pushing back at you? You see what I'm saying? Like, how can you say you're a fighter but never been in fisticuffs? You see what I'm saying? The things, and I look back over my life to remind me now, it just might be new, so it might take me slightly longer to identify and then operate or make the proper adjustment. Everything I've experienced has made me who I am now, which has been a blessing. Like I said, as I see society fall apart, as I see people propping themselves up, in social groups, but there's no genuine love for each other. I'm seeing a lot of selling out, you know what I mean? Or the denying of who people once were or now are not, to maintain, or in hopes, not even a guarantee, in hopes to maintain a standard of living or a position in society. Because Lord forbid they lose it. They don't have, now they might, excuse me, they may have the experiences. However, they didn't see the experiences from a spiritual lens. Like, all the stuff didn't make no sense. It now makes sense now, viewing it with spiritual eyes and spiritual ears. You see what I'm saying? Now I understand why he held me back all them years while I watched everybody shoot past me. Because he was building character. And it was creating a better stewardship. So since, like, I had everything I needed, but I didn't have a lot. So it taught me to, excuse me, it taught me to be a better steward over that which I was granted. Like I said, even financially, I tend to be more resourceful and maximize the finance I do have more so than anybody else who would be in my position or situation. You see what I'm saying? And because I didn't have finance for a long time, it's not tied to my self-value. I just use it as a resource. You know what I'm saying? Not the end-all, be-all. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And a lot of times I be, talking to y'all on here and saying it out loud to myself to remind myself. Because I do practice a lot of self-awareness. So even with me, like, let's say I was to do whatever, I couldn't actually say I didn't realize I was doing that. Like, if I were to go, sleep with a woman, or, put my hands on somebody, or I can't say honestly that I did it out of emotion or impulsivity. Because I'm always constantly aware of what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? And that was honed all these years back where I was in these very antagonistic, what's the word I'm looking for? It was very powder keggish kind of social situation and treatment in Baltimore, which forced me to remain calm. Cause I'm walking the tightrope here. You can trigger me. I'm triggered, but I still have to respond obviously, because if I don't, I'm falling off this wire. I got to stay on this wire no matter what you do. So I started developing different type of tactics to combat the social environment that I was in. I started being dismissive of people. They might say something crazy. I just look at them. And it taught me a certain level of focus. You know what I mean? It rehoned my BS detector. Like I can just tell. You know what I mean? I don't even listen to your words at this point. I'm just hearing how you said it. Or one of these type moves, somebody talking to you like, hey, what's up, cuz? You know what I mean? Woo woo. And then, me and you can, if they hit their note more than twice, you already lying. I've been them, you know what I'm saying? It started honing what I'm operating now, which seems beneficial. Because I started like ducking off, and I go to the water, or I go like a park and, exercise, like, how the brothers do up top or whatever. Now that's become a mainstay of my get down. I didn't realize I was needing that. I was just forced to do it to maintain. The things I was forced to do circumstantially have been the foundational pieces of my feng shui now. All the stuff I prayed for the Most High to alleviate or get out of are the very things I utilize now to navigate society and my own desires or my own will and my own thoughts. You know what I mean? So, of course, in real time, I can't necessarily tell. And I'm like, okay, sometimes I can't even tell what test I'm taking. You see what I'm saying? In real time. But even though I don't actually know what test I'm taking, I still know the answers to the exam, if that make any sense. Submit. Petition him, cast your cares upon him. Confess your sins. You see what I'm saying? Understand my utter dependence on him. You know what I mean? Still continue to be charitable, of service, humble. You know what I mean? My success won't, I think the way he set it up so that I can't even take no credit for it. Whatever I'm ultimately going to be purpose-wise won't actually come from me working towards it, even though I have to do my due diligence on a daily basis. It'll actually be patient and disciplined enough for him to give me the breakthrough so that I can't claim credit for it. And then when it happened, I can't get egotistical. You see what I'm saying? Not by power, not by might, but by my spirit, says Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Like now these verses that I've read 1,000 times, now I'm seeing the application of it. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, when you're waiting, you should still, I believe, do what's within your power to do. You know what I'm saying? Without scrambling and scraping and all that. Because even when I did scramble and scrape, I still didn't hit the goal. So what's the point? But it's a testing and a trying of my faith. You see what I'm saying? So I still feel certain stuff. I just have the ability now to a greater degree to do what I like to call manual override. Okay, he just disrespected me. Pluck him. Now everything's saying pluck him. But typically I just look at him and be dismissive and make sure we got that. Now I'm ready to remove myself. Because I know once I look at you a certain way, you know how they say 65% of communication is nonverbal? And I don't care what nobody else thinks. I just want you to know. This ain't that. But I'm still required. Now, if you put your hands on me, that's something different. But I can't afford to allow you to talk me off my post. Or in a sense, I got to prove to you who I am. I know who I am, but now I realize you don't know who you are. Not in a superiority way, but in a compassion way. Here's another move I started hitting when I was in Baltimore. Messed them up. Because granted, I ain't from around, and people try you, right? So I started, like brother say whatever, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever, I never was really one on the mouth. Yeah, damn, mosquito in here. So then I would hit him with this one, right? Now, mind you, I can't get into it, but I don't want to be perceived as no chump neither. So how I do this one? Hey, cuz, that ain't for us. Man, Martin Luther King, he don't even want to care like that, black man. Man, bring it in, cuz. And I open my arms up like this here. Mess them up. They would back up. Nah, cuz, come on, cuz. You got love for you, baby. They ain't never seen nobody, they ain't know how to handle it. And then I'll be able to, go on about my business, still maintain my, self-respect. Like I don't get by myself like, oh, they chump me. You know what I'm saying? I just hit them with a move. I started doing that. It was great, yo. Anytime somebody would try to rile up at me, I just open my man, bring it in, cuz I know I ain't did nothing to you. And if I did, I just apologize, make it right. You know what I'm saying? But now I understand that wasn't necessarily them. That's the spirit operating in them. So when I hit them with the love jump, now if I'd have met far with far, and of course it's all not circumstantial, but case by case basis. Um, but for the most part, um, when you come back with you come back with the love, they don't know how to do it. Especially if I hit you with the love and I come toward you with my arms wide open. Come here, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Bring it in, cuz. Who was that? Nas or Jay-Z said all these fake thugs, they all need hug. Man, you need a hug, cuz. I know I need one. Man, bring it in, my brother. You know what I'm saying? You just told me you was gonna do whatever to me, but come on, cuz. When I come forward in love, it make hate back up. But I just started doing it. It wasn't something I thought about. That was just trying to be quick on my feet, man. You know what I'm saying? So now, whatever situation, I'm just more mindful of it. And that's a big thing, like just mindfulness. You know what I'm saying? Like I might be mindful I'm frustrated. But okay, I'm frustrated. Okay, let me take a nap. Or let me go do a couple push-ups. Or I'm still frustrated, but I'm mindful to not let the frustration do something out of pocket. Or do something I wouldn't normally do or I know not to do. You understand? You know what I mean? I don't even know where I was going with this. Just a quick little message. Cause I got to know and I got to understand, regardless of where you're at in this thing, even if you got a whole bunch of money, there's still something in your life plucking with you. Maybe it's your kids. Maybe it's health. Maybe it's your social circle. Maybe it's your job or your business. It's something. You know what I mean? All this this like YouTube or social media, I get confused thinking, these folk with, maybe the outward dawnings of financial success and status. They be the most depressed. They be the ones on drugs. Because they got to maintain it. Because if I can't maintain it, then that's a knock on me personally. When life is ups and downs. You got, the morning and you got the night. You know what I'm saying? You're born, you die. Like, there's a duality to this. So, like, I don't like going through quote-unquote hard times. But if it wasn't for the hard times, I wouldn't be able to be a good steward of the good times, quote-unquote. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just more mindful to take it as it comes. And understand that whatever come down the pike, he ain't gonna put no more on me than I can bear. Just like with certain situations, like I marinate on it, they're like, oh, I can do it this way. Like I've had threats to, the progress that I've made. I'm very protective of my progress. Financially, spiritually, mentally, all that. Take a nap or I'll do something totally unrelated. And then I'll just like, oh yeah, this is how I can go about it. You know what I mean? And just keep on keeping on. Just stay in the fight. You know what I mean? Sometimes, stand in the fight. Sometimes you don't swing. You just don't get hit. And on that note, man, I'm going to holler at y'all. And like the thinking man's Templar said, man, cover your six. Ooh, ah!